Hello, I'm sorry I couldn't make the movie, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hate that I missed it, and I'm now got to have a brew to calm myself down because I really want to see the movie. And even the Queen was here; she would have watched it, but I can't help her. I just missed it, so.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Tavern Talk. I'm Philip, and joining me this week is my mom. Hey.
Hello.
My mom, actually, you just got back from England, from Great Britain.
3 weeks.
3 weeks in Great Britain, and we lived together there from when I was 1 to 5.
Correct.
And but your mother and her mother and their whole side of the family is British and hail from there, so it's obviously a place very close to your heart and somewhere you are very entrenched in. But no, did I get all that right first?
Correct.
Well, and I say all that because this week we are talking about Spencer. It is the new film from Pablo Larraín about Princess Diana, Princess of Wales. A lot of stuff has been made and said, and all kinds of documentaries. There's even a musical on Netflix now about Princess Diana.
I'm Diana.
Have
to watch that.
I meant to tell you about that, yeah. But this is a little different because this focuses on a very short period in her life. And it also is what I would say is mostly interpretive. I don't know that, sure, there are facts there. The real life people exist in this world. But for anyone to have known the details of these few days, and I'm not even sure it said what year it was.
It's 1991.
91? Okay.
Yes, during her Christmas holidays with the royal family in Sandringham, which is in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Which, isn't far from where we were living at that same time.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, to know that this was going on, and it was it's sad. Sad that she had to go through that.
Yeah.
I felt.
Well, and so I guess that's a great place to start because as a kid growing up, obviously she died in 1997, so I was 10 years old when that happened.
Right.
And I just always kind of knew that she was very loved by everybody. It seemed like universally the people loved her. Wasn't that the
princess's people?
The people's princess.
The people's princess,
yeah.
Yes.
And so I just kind of assumed that was your take on her, but I knew you appreciated, or not, maybe not necessarily, I don't know if appreciated is the right word, but you were, the royal family.
About the royal family, good, bad.
Yeah, so...
It's history.
Yeah, and so starting kind of there, what was your take on this movie?
I thought it was different. It's like just a short section, like you said, from her life, and it's just putting ourselves in the place of what it would be like to be a royal and to have to live a certain way, be a certain way, but still have your own personal feelings. So being married to Prince Charles, says it all. I don't have a lot of good things to say about him, giving Camilla the same string of pearls as he gave her Diana.
So that was Camilla, like that they were catching eyes after church.
Yes.
Okay, because I didn't know if that was going on that early or not.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I think it was always going on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know for sure. I don't have documents that say that, but my feeling is.
Okay, so because in the movie they're not divorced yet.
No.
But they're definitely separated.
This is where she asks for it.
Oh, okay. They're definitely separated, and you can tell that she is. She doesn't want to be there.
No.
But this is 3 days over Christmas with the royal family. The Queen is there, everybody, and she's. It really highlights the control she's under and the strict regimen of. Down to what clothes she has to wear at what event.
Yes.
It's very strict.
Very explicit.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's only there for her sons.
Right. Those were some of my favorite scenes.
Mine too. When they were pretending to be the soldiers.
Yes.
That was my favorite part. At one point when William asked her, what happened to make you so sad? And to know your own child can see that in you
tell.
Must be sad.
Yeah.
and she says the past.
Right.
And he says he thinks it's the present.
Right.
And then Harry adds, I think it's the future.
Yeah.
So I thought that was all telling that our boys knew her so well.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with...
It was
'cause
heartbreaking.
William's a little older, and he even says later at one point, like, he's just asking her to go along with it, you know, which, please get there before Granny or something
Yes.
like that. So not to upset the
Which they
order
call
of the
queen,
weekend.
yes.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking scene, but very tender because of the two people she can't hide from.
Yeah.
That's what I noted, my own personal notes.
Yeah.
And I just felt that many women may see their own lives reflected on this big screen. So take heed.
Yeah. Oh, because of the... because of that control factor.
Yes.
And she's under, such a...
His thumb.
Yeah.
Or the royal thumb.
The royal
I don't know.
thumb, yeah. Yeah, they bring in Timothy Spall, plays a character that is he was a soldier of some type, and
Right.
the Queen kind of brings him in because at this time is when the press and photographers are getting kind of carried away, I guess, with trying to
Trying to
figure
get
out
any
what's
picture.
going on with the scandal between Charles and Diana. And just the extent to which he watches her and oversees, every aspect of her life. It's like you said, it made me be like, golly, back off.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
With all the photographers.
Well, just how controlling they were.
Oh, yes.
Like, she couldn't even sit and talk to a bird for 5 minutes without being being told to, like, go get ready for dinner 3 hours early, you
Yes.
know? So it's just
Yes.
like, gosh. And she finds people to console, and like you said, her boys. And then Sean Harris plays, like, the head chef.
Yes.
And Sally Hawkins is who dresses her, and she kind of confides in them her more, like, adult feelings, I guess, that she doesn't necessarily want to let her boys or show her boys.
Can't imagine being in that predicament and not having anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
And to hold those
Well, what
secrets.
happened to one thing, and I said this right before we started, was one thing this led me to, like, wonder is how she came into this in the first place, how her and Charles met, but she was born into nobility.
I do know that Charles dated her sister.
Oh, really?
Once.
I didn't know that.
And then I just learned that this last trip. And then that she was basically to have his heir and spare.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Where were her parents? Were they still alive at this time? Do you know? Like,
When she passed away.
just like in the early 90s?
Yes, they were there then.
They
When
were?
the wedding. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Her dad was fragile.
Oh, okay.
I think at the wedding.
Oh,
I mean, I
okay.
can remember getting up and watching that in 1981 and taking Polaroid pictures of the
Of
TV.
the TV.
Yes, we still have it. So just to watch that, I mean, it was a beautiful wedding, but to know that it wasn't meaningful is sad for
Right.
her.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah, well, and I wonder if it was always like that, or if it just got to this point later. They said, it had
Maybe
been
not
10
for
years.
her, but maybe
Yeah.
I do believe for him it was just to go with the
Kind of-
rigmarole.
Yeah,
And
she was the one assigned to.
Yes.
And I suppose in love. Of course. Whatever in love means.
Okay. God, yeah, that's
Sad.
terrible. And kind of like that brings up an interesting aspect because there's a lot to do with Anne Boleyn in this. And Kristen Stewart, who we should probably talk about. Plays Princess Diana, but she kind of sees a correlation between her and, King Henry's wife, who was beheaded because he wanted to marry somebody else. Yeah. And so I don't know. In highlighting that, it's like this is almost more. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're going into this, don't expect a traditional biopic of Princess Diana. This isn't going to hit the high points of her life and then end, when she passes away. This is a small snippet that kind of more just analyzes the psychology of where she was at in being a part of this royal family, and a lot of it feels like is very tense, and I was saying it kind of feels like a horror movie in a lot of ways, because it gets so into the weeds psychologically.
I felt that it was a film about mothers, which I can relate to, and I think the filmmaker, he said he was inspired by his own mother's fascination with Diana.
Oh, really?
And the empathy she had inspired.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. I didn't know that.
she created an incredible amount of empathy and that's why she's so relevant for so many people in our world.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's been well over 20 years now, and
Yes.
I mean, we still get things about her constantly. I mean, including this film. But what I do want to make sure we talk about Kristen Stewart's performance. Obviously, you're of Princess Diana's generation. You kind of were alive during the heyday. You saw her in the media all the time. How do you think Kristen Stewart did in portraying her?
I think she portrayed her very well. Just the eyes. I could see the sadness in her eyes, as I could see in a lot of times I've seen pictures of Diana.
Yeah.
That's what I related to.
Yeah.
But I think she did a very good
acting
performance.
It's tough to do because Diana is so well known and so well documented that it's hard to without doing an impression, come off genuine and make it authentic. And the eyes were how she would dash them around and kind of look down a lot.
Just
And
gaze.
no, it was the eyes for sure. I was a little worried about the accent because she kind of leaned on this
because she's American.
She is American,
and doing
yeah.
an English accent. Yes, I was shocked to hear that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought she did very well at that.
Yeah.
But she did really well as a troubled royal.
Yeah. I was trying to think. It was fascinating because part of me wanted to be like, man, you're so privileged. You're in the royal family. Don't take this for granted. But then
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Then you see the other side of the coin.
Right.
Where it's
right.
not all.
And she's in control of nothing.
Right.
And she has no say in her son's lives. It's a battle to get
time with her sons.
To make sure she doesn't want William and Harry to shoot actual pheasants at one point.
Right.
She didn't want them
to have to do that.
using guns yet because they were still so young, and that should be something a mother has a say over.
Right.
But because of the
didn't.
position she's in, she has to literally fight and argue over it time and time again. So
one comment she made through the movie was, "How can I get lost in the place I used to play in?"
Yeah.
Because her land was close.
She grew up so
Sandringham.
close to there. Yeah.
Yes. So I thought that was very. What's the word? Oh, it just stood out for me when she said that. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So
There were a couple lines I wrote down during this that were really good. And also to kind of go along with what I was saying earlier, it starts out in saying this is a fable based on a true tragedy. So this is very much, like I was saying, it feels very interpretive. It feels... it was written by Stephen Knight, who's written and directed a lot of movies himself. He wrote Locke with Tom Hardy. Really, really great screenwriter, and here he just kind of really taps into the conflict of who she wants to be, what she wants to use this privilege for, but also at the same time having no life of her own or not being able to actually do what she wants to do with this opportunity that she's been given. And
she also said about how can she find herself again when she's trapped in a kingdom that's in the past.
Yeah.
So I thought that was telling all as well. And to know, my favorite part, of course, is when they're driving away.
Oh, yeah. Great song.
The English landscape.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say KFC.
Oh, no. No. That wasn't my favorite part. Actually, when it opened is my favorite spot. Well, the end and the beginning. The beginning
when
and
she's
the
driving
end.
through the
Yes.
countryside, yeah.
Yes, the English landscape in her Porsche, and she's all ready for the Christmas celebrations.
Yeah, did you like the jacket?
I loved it.
Christmas
Yes.
It just felt so authentic to the time period too. A lot of the clothes did,
But yes, and then she said everything waits till after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then,
I
of course,
picked
the ending.
too, yeah.
Yes,
That's funny.
where she zoomed away with a pop song blasting on the car stereo.
Yeah, great moment with the kids.
Should we say the song?
Well,
It might
it's
be in there.
Mike
All I
and-
Need Is a Miracle.
All I Need Is a Miracle. Mike and the Mechanics. Yeah, I knew. I looked it up after because I was like, oh, I need to know what that is.
It's a great song.
It's good stuff. But no, yeah, I think there's definitely a lot to unpack here. Probably more than we could even touch on in a short review.
Yes.
But I'm sure we'll talk about it more as the Christmas season rolls on. And I think a lot of people will be talking about this. I think Kristen Stewart will probably get an Oscar nomination for
That's
it.
what they're saying.
So we'll see.
Let's hope so.
But on the show, you know this. My mom watches the channel. We rate movies out of 5 stars. So, what would your out of 5 star rating be for Spencer?
I would say 3.
3?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of. I don't know. I want to go 3.5. Like I liked a lot of the writing of it, and we were talking about like the look of it and the set dressing, the wardrobe, Kristen Stewart's performance, all that.
Spot on.
There's just a lot of good stuff here, and I know that when I watch it again, like even through the dialogue, I'm going to pick up even more things that have been laid there about how she's feeling and how that kind of is presented in this short window, these few days, and how it exemplifies
It's
maybe
not
how
a
she felt
slushy
overall.
soap opera.
No,
Nothing like The Crown.
I haven't seen The Crown, but I should have asked how this measured up. I imagined it was probably pretty
it's good.
different.
They're both good, so
Yeah.
I don't want to knock one against the other.
Vulgarity of the antics.
Antics.
No,
But-
no.
Anything about the royal family I love. So
Well, thank you for
anytime.
for doing this. Thank you for watching, a movie that I kind of knew going in wasn't going to shine the best light on the royal family, but
Antics.
I knew you'd be interested in seeing what it had to say regardless. So thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
Anytime.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching as well. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get a notification every time we upload a new video. We try to do that once a week with a review of the biggest release. But thank you guys. Thank you to Movie Tavern for having us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.